Welcome to the Ignite Your Life podcast. Here we interview successful people who are living a life filled with adventure, excitement and fun. Learn where they've been, explore where they are going, see what gets them out of bed in the morning, find out what drives them. We will go through their lowest points and we will look at the opportunities and possibilities that are now presenting to them. Come on a journey of ignition. I'm your host, Leanne Blaney. For more information, go to ignitepodcast.com. Let's ignite. Jana Beeman is a business trainer, speaker and coach specialising in helping entrepreneurs move past blocks, brainstorm solutions, dissolve fears and step into their power while creating system and strategies for success. Her business is Create Your Dream Practice, which is business training coaching for heart-centered businesses, coaches and wellnesspreneurs. Hi Jana, welcome to the Ignite Your Life podcast.
So happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm really excited to share your story. So shall we get started?
Absolutely.
Excellent. All right. Do you want to tell us a bit about where you are now? What's actually happening for you right now?
Right now, as far as career goes, I am a business coach and I'm on the faculty of an international wellness school. And basically my mission in life is to help people move from stuck to moving forward.
So what's actually been your story then to get to this point?
Oh boy. It's been a long journey. Let's see if I can put it together in kind of a short way. I've had a history of people telling me that I can't do something. Like when I was a teenager, I wanted to be a professional dancer. And they told me, no, you're too short, you're too muscular, you don't have the right body type, you started too late, one thing after another. And so I moved forward and created for myself a 34-year dance career doing 300 to 400 shows a year. And so I've done a lot of that type of thing. I had people tell me, you'll never move past your chronic migraines. You're going to have them for the rest of your life. And I never accepted that. So I kind of started on this very curly path where I went from meditation to hypnosis to EFT to NLP to one thing after another into wellness coaching. And as I moved into wellness coaching, I finally turned off my migraines and haven't had one in almost 10 years. And then I continued from wellness coaching into business coaching because I realized that so many students coming out of the wellness schools had no idea how to get out there and make a business out of it. I come from a very poor family. I'm self-educated. I moved out at the age of 12, and I've pretty much done everything that I've done on my own. And I think that's why it kind of appeals to me to work with kids and teenagers who are going through similar things, that maybe they don't have normal family life. Maybe they think that they're just a waste of space, and to really help them understand what their value is and how they can find their purpose in the world. So it's been an interesting journey for me, and I'll tell you, I wouldn't trade one of the twists and turns along the way, because when you finally get to that point, it all starts to come together and it starts to make sense.
Yeah, that's so true, isn't it? What about a tipping point for change? You mentioned twists and turns and that. Were there particular tipping points for change?
Well, there have been a few of them. I think one of the most significant ones to me was when I started building my wellness business before I switched over to business coaching. And I realized that my chronic shyness, my introvert tendencies, my ability to hide in plain sight were not serving me anymore. And so I made a conscious choice to just not be that. And so I started doing some reprogramming and some reauthoring of my life to allow myself to step into the limelight, because I was I could be in a room with 50 people and nobody would talk to me. I was that invisible and I was so uncomfortable. I just kind of want to blend into the wallpaper, And so for me, it was really moving out of the shadows and into the light and making very intentional choices to be visible and to be vulnerable and to share some of my huge faux pas along the way, and to help each other people grow from the things that I've learned.
So when you had I suppose that point where you decided, okay, I'm going to be visible, was it like a lightning bolt, or was it just something that was a slow rumble that, led up to that point?
It's kind of an interesting question, because it was a particular moment in time. I was at a retreat with my international mastermind, and I was in a room with huge players in, the business field. And Sean Duperrin, who at that time was a 6-time Emmy Award winning producer, she came up to me and she goes, when I first met you, I thought you were a mouse. But over the course of the morning, I see the questions that you ask and the way that you're participating, and I realized something. She said, you're not really a mouse at all. You're a lion in mouse's clothing. She says, honey, time to put on your big girl paws. And that hit me, because I could see that.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, that's a fantastic moment, isn't it, in time to remember?
Mm-hmm.
So along the way, after you've started to become visible and that, and have your business, your wellness coaching and business coaching, what challenges have you come along and had that might have made you feel like throwing in the towel?
Oh boy, there's been a lot of challenges on my journey. I have a lot of self-confidence issues that came from being attacked when I was young, and then being attacked again. And basically having a lot of violence and a lot of just horrendous situations in my life. And so I have a tendency to not stand for myself. And so I had to really look at that and say, okay, again, is that serving me now, or is that something that I need to outgrow? And I really had to do some work on that and clear out the past traumas and all the garbage, all the baggage that I was carrying around with me. Even though I'd been working on it for a lifetime, it still just wasn't done. And now I've been able to clear out a lot of that, and it really helps me move forward in a lot of ways. On the business side, I would say the biggest challenge was just going through my late husband developed cancer, and then trying to keep my business up and running while I was helping him. And then after he passed, just wanting to hibernate for a little while. So those have been some challenges as well, but it's the kind of thing that you kind of expected, and you can move through it and keep going. It just slows you down a little bit.
Yeah. So keeping your one foot in front of the other, is it a big vision that you've got?
I have a massive vision in a lot of ways. One of my big goals is to be able to support my animal charities big time through my work. And so I have created an estate so that when I pass, since I have no children, it gets divided between my remaining little bit of family and all of my animal charities. So I would love for that to be a 7-figure or 8-figure contribution. And in the meantime, I want to make a lot of difference in being able to support wildlife charities and animal preservation, because we're having more and more animals go extinct every day, and it breaks my heart. So it's part of my driving passion behind my business, is to keep that up and running.
Have you had an ignition point where things have really started taking off for you?
I would say really getting clear on what I wanted to contribute in the world, and seeing the places that I could do it, both, with my animal stuff, because that's been a passion that I was never able to monetize, but it still is a driving passion. And then I thought, well, why not be really the best at what I do that I'm so good at anyway, that people just made me do it whether I wanted to go there or not, because that's kind of how I got dragged into business coaching, kicking and screaming. And, if I can do that really well and be able to contribute back and change lives every single step of the way, how can I lose? And so I would say yes. I am very passion-driven, very contribution-centric, and it took me a while to really see where all of those pieces fit in. But once they did, it's rock solid.
Yeah, no, I love that. So what are new possibilities have opened up for you from doing all this?
Well, gosh, the possibilities, honestly, they're endless. Right now, I'm bringing on a sales team so I can help a lot more people and do it in a way that allows me to maybe actually step down my time in my business and be able to work on it from a more strategic standpoint. So that's exciting. On the personal side, I decided to go to Italy by myself and doing a series of personal challenges. I'm scared of heights, so I'm going to climb to the top of one of the masts on the cruise ship and sit in the crow's nest. And I'm afraid of sharks, so of course I'm going snorkeling. And I've never gone kayaking, so I'm going kayaking. And I don't know anyone in Italy, so I learned Italian.
Oh, wow. Love it. That's absolutely amazing, because I love it when people start putting that adventure into their life, to start doing things that they haven't done before. Then I just realize, there's a whole new world out there for them.
And I love to travel, and I love experiencing new cultures. I love getting to know new people. When I started going to Egypt, I learned Arabic. I met friends there that are still friends 20 years later. So for me, that's always been a huge enrichment. And I'm also excited. I'm kind of launching a new personal development side to my business with success kind of focus. And that for me is going to be really fun. So I get to bring my hypnosis and my other personal development skills together into this cool little mastermind. So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like lots of fun. So talking about fun and excitement and that, what's, exciting about the future for you?
Everything. I'm kind of at a point in life where, I was married for 20 years. Now I'm back on my own in my second half of life, and I get to recreate myself. I get to decide who I'm going to be. What do I want to accomplish? How do I want to live? Where do I want to live? I could move anywhere in the world and I'd be perfectly fine because my business is very portable. And, so now I get to play with the possibilities even more so than I could in the first half of my life.
Yeah. I love it when you get to that point where you think I can design my own life. You actually realize you have so many choices that you can, how you live your life, where you live your life, what you actually do. All right, let's have a change in pace and do the speed round.
Okay.
So what's your favorite book?
I would have to say The Success Principles by Jack Canfield is at the top of I go back to it every single time. I have it in my car on an MP3 player. I have it on my Kindle. I have the hard copy. I have the study book. And I worked with Jack Canfield for a couple of years. And that to me, that's a book I will never outgrow.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I loved it so much. I did his training course, so I'm now a certified trainer for Jack Canfield. I love it so much. Amazing. On my adventure list or bucket list to actually meet him. So well done you. Who's a mentor figure that's helped you the most?
I was really influenced, especially in my 20s and 30s, by Wayne Dyer. I really loved the things he talked about in just growing yourself and really seeing yourself in a different light. And I also love this series of books by Dr. Raymond Charles Barker. He was a huge influence on me as well.
Yeah. What daily ritual works best for you?
I meditate every day. I work out. I do a lot of yoga. Every time I get on the phone, I just take a deep breath and I allow myself to move from my head to my heart. And I try to always work from that place of compassion and love and deeper understanding. And the other thing that I've learned more recently is to not overfill my time.
It's a big one, isn't it?
Chronic overachiever. I was filling every minute I had. Now I really give myself that space to do the self-care things that I need to stay focused.
Yeah, that's so important. What's your favorite food?
Okay, you're going to think this is really funny, but my absolute favorite food on the planet is a mango. And the perfect ripe mango, it's like eating liquid sunshine, and it reminds me of every time I've been to Egypt. And the mangoes there are so ripe and so juicy, and the street vendors just juice them right in front of you. It's like you're just drinking sunshine.
Yeah, my favorite fruit, that's for sure. Do you like the country or the city?
I like everything. I love being out in the country. I've lived on a ranch. I've had hundreds of animals. I love exploring everywhere. If I had to pick a favorite city right now, I would say Prague. I could easily live in Prague if it didn't snow there.
Yeah, it's a bit cold.
Yeah, I get enough of that in the Pacific Northwest. So, I eventually I think I want to live someplace a little bit warmer, but I loved Prague. I love Cairo. It's crazy, it's dirty, it's noisy, and it's so much fun. So I like a balance of both.
Yeah, nice. What's your biggest piece of advice to give to others to help them make change in their life?
There's a phrase that I caught myself using over and over and over again with my students, and this is the thing that really made a difference for me, is that when you feel the fear come up that's trying to stop you, slow you down, push you back, throw a party, because knowing that that fear is there, if you take one more step, that's where you grow. So it's really using that fear as a guidepost to tell you, yep, this is it, move forward. And that is the thing that has changed so much for me.
Yeah, that's definitely something I love to talk about with my clients, is that, when you feel the fear, it means you're moving out of your comfort zone, which is a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that.
Yeah.
All right, last question. If you had a time machine, what would you go back and do differently or tell your former self?
I don't know that I would do anything differently. I maybe would have tried to spend a little more time with my mom while she was alive. If I could tell myself something way back when I was a teenager dealing with these chronic migraines 25 days a month and just feeling like I was very suicidal. I mean, off and on for most of 40 years. I honestly don't know how I made it through with the amount of pain that I was in every single day. And if I could reach back to that earlier me, I would just tell me, it's going to be okay. That you're going through this for a reason. It will be fine.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, well, thank you so much for your valuable time and sharing your story with us today, Jana. Would you like to give us the best place to contact you, and we'll end it there?
Absolutely. So you can contact me through my website, which is createyourdreampractice.com, or you can find me on LinkedIn under Create Your Dream Practice or Jana Beeman. You can find me on Facebook under either of those as well. I'm on Twitter. I'm kind of, pretty much everywhere. And have a lot of videos up on YouTube, so you can also search for me there.
Oh, sounds excellent. Well, thank you very much.
Happy to be here, and hopefully some of this was valuable for someone and help them kind of put things into perspective. My life has definitely done that for me.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Igniters, Jana is a passion-driven and contribution-centric person who has recreated herself by re-authoring her life. I love how she has a massive vision to support animal charities. To find out more about Jana, go to her website createyourdreampractice.com or find her on LinkedIn and all social media platforms. If you want to renovate your life to become a fresh new you, see my website leanneblaney.com or find me on Facebook.